Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Biafrans and every indigenous nation in that Islamic state of Nigeria. This is what is happening in Michael Okpara University, where students are protesting for their right because the school fees was moved from 45,000 naira to 115,000 naira, and you are not even allowed to pay instrumentally. You can see the oppression against ourselves, backed up and sponsored by the Islamic State government. If you have a working system, a country that has law and order, you can't just wake up one day and say you want to increment the school fees without going through due process. The students are protesting for their right. They are being shot at. Let me leave you with another video again. Yes, you can see those students are running and for their lives. And meanwhile, the police are shooting at them. This is the height of craziness of the Nigerian. You can see the weapons. You can see if it's tear gas. I'm very sure that's tear gas, but irrespective if it's tear gas, it is not proper to shoot against protesters for their right. I don't know which kind of mentality are in the academician's brain to give order to the police to do this to their own students, people they are supposed to mentor or teach. Yeah, this is an image of where the vice chancellor was being ushered into his car because he can't stay in the office. You are there to oppress your own student. So he was being ushered into the office to car for safety because the students have gone really wide. If you keep pushing the oppressors to the wall, they will push back at you. That is what is happening. When you keep pushing the oppressors, it will get to a time they will push back. And I remember a post of one time where one of the students in Åttačť University, then 2018, he was rusticated from school. His name is Adeyeye or Lafemi or something like that. He was being rusticated from school. Then there was this uprising for like 8 months. Because the school is being co-hosted by 2 states in the south of Nigeria. That's Osun State and Oyo State. So there's a political tussle among them, and this same president now was their chancellor, was their overseer, someone that could make a voice, that could make impact. He never did anything. Tifnumbu, he was the chancellor of the school, and the students were absent or probably on there was a strike in the school for 8 months. And this young man was actually rusticated because he was speaking out. Adeyeye, that's his name. I can recall very well. Adeyeye, that's his name. And this is just the same circle of things that has been happening. Over years, we keep seeing it in Ibadan, in Ife, in Nsukka.
Huge disheartening situation that we live in a society that is very, very repressive and oppressive and predatory. This is a society of megalomaniacs, people who don't have the interests of the public at heart at all. And now the LATEX students have been home for past 8 months without any blink of hope that they would resume anytime soon. And the very funny thing is that Tinubu happens to be the chancellor of this university. And it is a pity that 3 APC elder statesmen cannot manage a single university. But by 2019, they will come to us again and say, vote for APC, because APC can manage. So a party that cannot manage just a university, I am very sure would not manage Nigeria. That is the truth. And now, we want to say this to Tinubu. I'm sending this message very close, very, very straight to him. At Lagos, a loyalty walk was held for Tinubu. Hashtag I stand with Tinubu. This man is falling. Let people fall with Tinubu instead of standing with him. Because as the chancellor of this school, I am very sure he has the power to do something. But they have just decided to play politics on the lives of students.
Different university in Nigeria, in the Islamic State, there has been going on. How long are we going to continue in this circle? The educational sector is messed up. They're supposed to bring the academicians and the intellect in the country for a better country is not being funded. And you, out of your own ignorance, you can just feel you want to oppress your student and just increase the school fees without proper due process. Another thing is that the Biafran Republic government is still ongoing on this referendum, which this referendum is the only way out of these challenges we are seeing in the Islamic State. With this referendum, we will determine where we want to belong. Since the United Nations don't want to heed to our request, we are organizing our own and we are keep pushing. So I endure every individuals, every indigenous people in the South, especially Southeast, please vote, because your vote counts. It's a record. Forget about the fact that they are taking your picture. That's just for record's sake. It's not for any other thing. The fear of the Biafran Liberation Army is the beginning of wisdom for the Nigerian Islamic police, where they are warning their personnel to stop going around with the uniforms and stop going around on their phones using Google Maps. I don't know when the police are so equipped that they are using Google Maps to trace. All are just propagandas they have always been doing over years, putting unnecessary fears and unwarranted time-wasting tactics to keep the community busy. On this note, I'm going to rest my case. Thank you very much for listening.